Cubitos is a dice-based racing and push-your-luck game released in 2021 and designed by John D. Clare, with art by Jackie Davis, Philip Glofcheski, and Ryan Eiler. The goal is to be the first across the finish line. It's a race. To set up, choose a racetrack board and place it in the middle of the table. Place the fan track next to the racetrack. Choose a set of ability cards for the different dice types. Suggested sets are in the rulebook, and set those cards next to the dice supply. Each player chooses an available color and takes the corresponding runner figures, placing one on the racetrack start and one on the fan track bleachers, as well as a matching player mat, a phase token, 7 light gray and 2 dark gray starting dice. Players place the starting dice on the draw zone on their mat. Place the remaining tokens in reach of all players. Start player is chosen randomly and given the start player die. In Cubitos, players are cube creatures in a cube-shaped world racing in the annual Cube Cup. I think the designer just had an idea and rolled with it. The game is played over a variable number of rounds, which consist of a roll phase where each player draws, rolls, and risks their dice, followed by a run phase where they will use abilities and movement gained earlier, and also buy up to 2 additional dice to be used in future rounds. The various dice colors have different abilities and sides, which vary from game to game, making the main strategy picking the potentially most beneficial ones to add to your draw pile. Primarily though, you'll be rolling the dice over and over and using the feat sides to move your racer, and the coin sides to make money. Once you have 3 or more dice showing hits during the roll phase, continuing to roll pushes your risk of busting and losing all dice for the round. Once any runner reaches the finish space, the game will end at the end of that round, with any ties for reaching it broken by whoever had the most movement left over. A friend once told me they didn't really like games that involve dice. Initially, I took that to mean that they weren't keen in having randomness decide most of the elements of a game for them. However, we've played D&D together, so that's clearly not the case. I think it was more about having no justification or thematic reasoning for the dice in games like Clue or Trivial Pursuit. I know where I want to get to, why can't I just go there and do the thing? Cubitos' use of dice for movement and pool building, well, it still makes very little sense logically. Look, there's an anthropomorphic cheese wearing lederhosen and a crab with a sword. Playing this game does not engage my narrative reasoning. Then again, that's sort of the point, right? Randomness and huge handfuls of dice. Why else would we be here? Except of course to say, I'm always game.